Okay, for check out.
So give check out, yeah, go on.
Yeah, it's live. It's live.
Check if his sound is good.
The sound is good.
Sound very good. Usually it's good.
According to iPhone.
No. iPhone dope. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Shalom.
Shalom.
When the Hebrew Israelites coming week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom. But before we start, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rekah, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us the truth and who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the Akim that is spread around the four corners of the earth, spreading his word in sincerity and in truth. Shalom.
Shalom.
So, we're back here another day in Babylon, prophesying the downfall. And we are still here doing the work, because we are the laborers in the truth. Yara Tazak. And the brother has a precept, scripture on that.
Matthew chapter 9, verse 37. Then say he unto his disciples, the harvest truly is plenteous, but the laborer are few.
God, so the harvest truly is plenteous. So the people that need to come in is plenteous. The elect, you have the 144,000, which is going to be the ruling class in Israel when the kingdom comes. Together with Yahushai joint heirs, they're going to be joint heirs. They're going to be the governing body, but you still have the elect that has to come in. And those are the harvests. They are plenteous, but the laborers are few. So the men that are doing the work are few. And spiritually, if you look at the time of Noah, when Noah was doing this, he also had a few laborers. He also had few laborers. You have to think about it. When Noah was on the scene, he only had him and his sons that were in the truth, that believed in the truth. It's only him and his family. So he had to build an ark, but nobody was helping him. So it was him and his sons, and that was it. And it's the same thing right about now, because you have people that are coming in the truth and that they're going, people that are in different camps. So there are few laborers if you meditate upon it, man. So we have to ask Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai that he brings in more laborers that do commit themselves to the truth, that do help to build this spiritual ark, because now we're building a spiritual ark. Can you go to Matthew 13:14? If you have precept. You also have Matthew 13. Because we are building a spiritual ark, you see. Noah was building a physical ark, and through the Spirit. Yeah, you can also read that.
Matthew chapter 22, verse 14.
And after that, we get Matthew 13.
Okay. In 22, 14, you mean?
No, Matthew 13. Matthew 13.
Okay. Matthew chapter 22, verse 14. For many are called, but few are chosen.
God, so many are called, but few are chosen. You see, so many people come in the truth, but when they leave because they weren't of the chosen line, they weren't they weren't chosen to stay in the truth. You see, because many are called, but few are chosen. You have people that come in to bring other people in, and then they're being sifted out again, because it's the Most High that chooses the person that is walking in righteousness, the person that has to teach this word. You see, you can't be teaching the word, you know about the truth, so you start teaching, but still do things on the side, still do things in the dark. You can't do that. You have to walk in righteousness and sincerity towards the men of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, towards Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. You can't just preach one thing and do another thing. You stand here preaching, but then you selling drugs.
Yeah,
on the side. You see? So the Most High is gonna sift you out. So many are called, but few are chosen, because he was set up to bring somebody in that was chosen. For example, that's how the Most High works. You see?
So this is something when you was used to be chosen, and you do the work of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. But the time ain't come yet. So when you're busy with it, and then you feel like you will go on the wall, okay, then you go to the wall. The time came about something coming to close. It's about to come close. This is about the shit and stuff like that. Then you see it, shit, then you go back. But if you want to go back, remember the scripture says you are not fit in the kingdom because you used to.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
That's his purpose, you know. He came to bring certain people in. He put his hand to the plow, but then still he's gonna get destroyed, even if he knows the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. You see? But that's a beautiful precept that you brought, because many are called. You have people coming in. You have how you call it? People that the agents, you know, they come to. The Apostle Aramla was speaking about that you got to be, you have to have a keen eye for that. That people that come in the truth asking questions like, hey, where do you work? Where does this guy work? And you know, what is your occupation? How much do you make? And where do you live? You know, we're not like that. You know, only the time that we went to Suriname, I'm like, hey, what's your real name? What's your government name? I don't even know your government name. You know, because when we went to Suriname, if something would happen, then we can't say, hey, Elder Naka, who? Elder Naka. We can't find that on the passport. So in cases like that, that's when I started to ask, like, hey, okay, we have to note these things down for Esau. So, but if you have agents in the truth, you have people that are scoffers, you know, on the low, but still they are bringing in the harvest. They are doing the work, and then they're going to be sifted out. Yeah,
It's the book of John, St. John, chapter 15, verse 16. Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you, and ordained you that you should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain, that whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give you.
Can you read it again? Can you read it again?
God, this is St. John, chapter 15, verse 16. Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you.
God, so this is Yahweh speaking. He says, you didn't choose me, I chose you.
Exactly.
You know, so it's the Most High who has everything in his hand. You know, it's not you like, hey, so it's not you that puts yourself in the truth. No, it's the Most High. He takes you out of that field, like the scripture says. You have people standing idle, but he's the one. Hey, you go work for me. You go work for me.
Yes.
You know, because you are a servant of the Most High.
God, that's you, man. And also, look, you was in the world, and you was a bad boy in the world. You understand? But the Most High still choose you to do the work.
Yep.
But you was bad, fucking work, everything. And then he still take you to share. That's why you repent. But the Most High, according to the scripture saying in Jeremiah, the Most High know you before you born. He know you. And then you born, you bad boys, all that. He still know you. You coming up. And then you done with that. When you done with all those things, let's go walk. But when I look back, I was in the world, I was like,
why me?
Yeah, man. Then I look back then, it was dope. The Most High let you have dope time. Dope time, man. You have all fun in there, all those things. You party, stuff like that. You know how you be back in the day was dope. But the Most High switched this away and then push you the truth and let the bullshit come up. What you see right now is the $2 where the time pass, going down, all that bullshit. It's not our time like that. Our time is past, man. That's something like that.
And the scripture also says, what was it? Somebody that travels a lot has a lot of experience. So you traveled in life. Actually, it's not really traveling like, hey, you went to Australia or whatnot, but you experienced certain things, so you have more experience. That's why when you come, you can teach the younger brothers, like, hey, I used to be like that. I did that. I know exactly what you're going through. So that's why the Most High, you know, he lets you do certain things, and then he's like, okay, stop. Go.
What you did? Wow. Boom. You want to say something?
Oh yeah, about that the Most High chooses you. About Jacob and Esau in the Romans.
Let me finish that first.
And ordained you that you should go.
I had the precept on what you were talking about. This is 1 Corinthians 2, verse 7. But we speak the wisdom of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, in a mystery, even the hidden wisdom, which Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, ordained before the world unto our glory, which none of the princes of this world knew, for had they known it, they would not have crucified the Lord of glory. So why I pulled this is because, like you were saying, we were bad. We were we're not the ones that are higher up. You know, we are not the scholars. We haven't been grown up with all the ways of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. We haven't been raised in righteousness. But still, the Most High, he makes foolish the wisdom of this world. So he takes the ones that are lowly and meek and poor, and those ones he's gonna put on high. See? Because we weren't the top dogs. We weren't calling shots and stuff. So he takes you that are doing bullshit in the world, and then he puts wisdom in you.
And then you get back up.
To condemn the wiser ones.
Yeah. This is Psalms 147, verse 6. The Lord lifted up the meek, he casted the wicked down to the ground.
God, beautiful. He lifted up the meek. You have to be humble. Once you come in the truth, you know, the first thing that needs to go out the window is pride. Like, hey, pride, boop. You can't be all proud and like how you were in the world, because then you need to bow down your head, you need to bow down your ears to get the wisdom.
I have that.
You know? So then you're gonna be exalted when you are meek, putting yourself in a humble situation, in a humble stance. That's when the Most High is gonna start to work with you. You know, and what was it? What was the last part? He condemned the wicked.
Yeah. Wait. He casted the wicked down to the ground.
Casted the wicked down to the ground. That's gonna be ultimately Esau. You know, when he's cast down, then everybody is gonna look at him like, hey, is he the man that made the whole earth to tremble? You know, that's what the Most High said. God, so ultimately that's gonna happen, man. The Most High, when he says something, it's gonna come to fruition. It's not gonna be like, hey, the word comes back void. No, he says the wicked are gonna be cast down, and every single time with every rulership, with every kingdom, he did that. You know, the ones that didn't walk according to how he wanted it. You know. So yeah, the precept. Let's finish that. Starting from the top again.
This is St. John chapter 15, verse 16. Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you, and ordained you that you should go and bring forth fruit.
See, so that's one of the ordained you means to give you a commandment, like, hey, you have to do this. So you have to bring forth fruit. And Yahweh Tazah, we have been laboring here for years and years and years, and hopefully we have planted some seeds, and that the fruit is gonna spring up. You know, that the plant is gonna spring up, and that the fruit that is gonna come, that is gonna remain. You know, because when you have a tree, if you have a tree, you have a fruit, right? And that fruit itself also, it has a seed in it. So when that fruit falls, then it's going to grow another plant. So Yahweh Tazah, you have to bring forth fruit, and that it's going to remain, not that it's going to wither away, because as Yahweh Shai said, you know, every fig tree that is barren, you know, it's going to be hewed down. So you have to bring forth fruit, Yahweh Tazah, that you are one of those laborers that, you know, when you speak the truth, that's all you got to do. The Spirit is going to do the rest. You have to teach what is taught. Don't come with your own theories and your own, you know, philosophies and doctrine. No, man. Teach what is taught, because that's how the Spirit came into you. You know, you heard what the apostle said. You heard other brothers repeating it. You're like, hey, yeah, this is it. It doesn't matter how you twist and turn. This is the truth, man. Lip service.
Same thing with in the book. I was trying to speak in parable.
Yeah.
When the seed got laden, and then it spread up, but it's not enough. Then you went, then you have to keep. That's what he's saying. Yeah, keep doing the work. You know, speaking the truth, and breaking up the children of Israel, bring more fruit. That's why the tree had to become a tree, and you become tree. That's why you keep pushing the work, and then bring more fruit. That's how the apostle doing, man. It's good, man.
Yep. Yeah.
And that your fruit should remain.
Yes.
That's what you're talking about.
That's good.
That whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it to you.
No, that's James 1. It's according to what Yahweh Hashem Yahushai wants. So you can pray all you want, but if it's not in his will, if he doesn't want that for you, he's not going to give it to you. But you still have to pray. You still have to call. Maybe he wants to make you into a leader, for example, you know, but you pray for humility. You pray for that you have more
Spiritual
cars, or
powers,
spiritual
whatever
powers,
you
all
want.
kind of things. But
Yeah.
he's waiting for you to be like, hey, let me pray for this. And the thing is like, yeah, that's the one that you need, to show the fruits and the ways of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Yes.
I think some people gonna think it's a contradiction when the Most High says like, what you pray for you'll get, but then in the other way, if it's not His plan for you, then
Yeah.
you can pray for it, but you won't get it.
Yeah.
So how do you explain that? Do you know?
Because the scripture says that. The scripture says if it's in the book of Matthew, I believe, then it says if it's according to His will.
Yeah.
You have my phone. So
let me look it up.
Yeah. So if you ask for something, then it has to be according to His will. Then you're gonna get it.
Okay.
You see?
That's the rule.
Yeah,
That's
that's
the
the scriptures. The scripture says that. Let me see. Maybe it's in the book of James, where I have that precept open up. Is that finished, Kamael?
Time is finished up.
Let me see. James.
I have also, of course, it's First John. First John chapter 5 and 14 and 15. This is First John chapter 5 verse 15 or 14, and this is the confidence that we have in Him, that if we ask anything according to His will,
You see?
He heareth us.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it's according to His will. Then He's gonna hear you. You can ask all you want for other things, but He's not gonna give you if He ordained you to be, let's say, like Moses. Moses, he's one of the first kings of Israel. So if he would ask to be a servant or have I can't really come with a good example. Let me see. He was just the first king. Everybody looked up to him, and he had that
He's
wisdom.
like leader. He's
Yeah.
not like a lead to them.
Yeah.
Each will have to follow him.
Yeah.
According to him. The Most High is with him.
Sometimes you have a person and everybody looks to him. When there's trouble, that's
They
just
go to him.
yeah. So somebody just have that within them. Like the brother Tazawak in Germany, people just flock to him and, hey, I got this problem, I got that problem, this and that. He's like, why you come to me? He's younger and stuff, but still people go to him to tell him his troubles. So certain people have a certain talent and a certain gift. Yeah.
So your point means that he have to go to the Most High?
Yeah, and if it's according to His will, that's what the brother read. First John.
First John chapter 5 and 14.
Can't read it, John.
This is First John chapter 5 verse 14. And this is the confidence that we have in Him, that if we ask anything according to His will, He heareth us.
Yeah, that's it.
And 15, you want to hear too?
Yeah.
And if we know that He hear us, whatsoever we ask, we know that we have the petitions that we desired of Him.
Okay, you go in that word petition.
Okay.
Because the Most High, He only gives you what He has reserved for you. He's not gonna give you more than you can handle. He's not gonna put heavier burdens upon you. No, He's gonna give you what you are capable of, and He's gonna make you let your light shine. At a certain moment. In the beginning, in Dutch they say all beginnings are hard. Everything's gonna come at you. The truth is gonna humble you. The laws are gonna humble you. But after a while, like Apostle Gabar said, you have certain levels to this. You first do as they do as an ape, and then you say what they say as a parrot. And the third one is a frog. That's when you start to get a little bit of knowledge, and you're like, hey. But the scripture says this, it's starting to be a little bit stubborn, like, hey, no. Is that what the scripture says? That's the knowledge that's increasing. And ultimately, you're going to be as a dragon. Was it? Yeah, it was a dragon,
A snake.
Yes. So you're going to have, because wisdom, you have an owl. Oh, yeah, the second one was an owl. Yeah. You have the ape, you have then uh, the parrot, and then you have the frog, and then you have the owl. Because the owl, they have a certain fluid in their eyes that they can see at night. So, at night when everything is dark, they see illuminate. Yeah, they have a certain illumination, a night vision, and then they can see. So that's also wisdom. And then you have the serpent, the dragon. That's being wise as a serpent, as the scripture says. Did you have that petition?
You open it up.
Yeah.
You want it from the Blue Letter Bible?
Yeah.
I have it.
30. Yeah. So,
Gone. In the Greeks, it's aitema, and it means a petition, request, required.
see, so when you give that petition to the Most High, that request, then He's gonna hear you. You have to have a certain. When you pray for a whole lot of things. Me personally, I pray for a lot of things because I know the scripture says if it's according to His will. So I'm like, you got a whole list. Then He has a certain ones that He's gonna give to me. So that's how you gotta be. You gotta pray without wavering, and you gotta request. You have to sincerely request something of the Most High. That's that petition.
Can I say something, Ak? Because I pronounced it. The pronunciation was a little bit off. It is I, ma.
You can press play, right?
Yeah, you can press play.
You put it to the mic.
Holy time. No, not that.
Just like
no,
this.
No, for him, it has to be how it was.
Yeah, it need to
Not
be like
that,
this.
not like
No,
that.
don't worry about it.
Put it back where it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
then-
the
Then I
bottom.
can. Then I hold it like this for you.
Because he made it.
G155, Itema.
Itema,
Itema.
Greek.
Greek.
So going back to what we were speaking about, that the laborers are few. Yeah, I explained the petition. It's a request. Yeah.
Matthew chapter 13, verse 30.
Because what I was going into, now we're building a spiritual ark. Noah, he built a physical ark, which was manifest, and that was his salvation. But now, the ark that is going to come, that is going to help us, is the chariots. See? So we are basically laboring for our entry ticket into the chariots, because that's going to be our salvation. And you have few people that are going to have that. Few people that are working towards that. You're going to have the elect, of course. They're going to be beamed up. They're going to be tested and tried in the wilderness. But the actual laborers like Noah and his sons, they are going to be few in this time, and that's why I'm pulling this scripture with the.
There is a subject that remind me in movie. Because you're saying you have to got a gun that if you were to go to charity.
Yeah.
Okay, so that remind me on a movie named Angel, something Angel. The girl that looked like a fake body, a robot body.
Battle
Angel.
Battle Angel.
And
Battle Angel,
the
Alita.
Pope
Yeah, Alita.
is saying salam, but actually
Yeah.
Jewish salam, right?
Yeah.
It's something like that.
Mhm.
And what the
Nobody
salam is?
is going there. But the boy that want to go up, well, he never make it, man. He think he can make it. But that battle angel can. But she tell him no. That the point is, if you want to go there, then you have to be that walk of your house and try to get the key
Yeah.
to go.
Yeah.
The truth is the key. So you take it and you go to the Jerusalem. It's your home.
Yeah.
You understand? So that's why the movie show you that you can't go just like that without the truth.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh, that's beautiful. And that word salam is peace.
it's peace.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You
so-
want the peace
You
there.
want the peace?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
The high thing now, the high thing, but have all the things inside there. But the movie make it bullshit. There's evil thing inside there, actually. But for us, it's spiritual. Thing there. But we got to go back home to Jerusalem. It's our home. According to the scripture saying that he going to be, like you say, he going to beat my arm or something, and then bring back home, carry me home.
Yeah.
There. So we're going back to Jerusalem. Jerusalem.
What was it? Isaiah 19 and 19, I believe.
Put it back to the Angel is good, man.
It's a good movie, man.
Put the girl in it.
It's always
Put the girl.
It's
Put
always
the man. And that's why the boy got fucked up for, man. The
Yeah,
girl
yeah.
is pushing, man. What is the way
the boy need to be.
You saw me?
Hey, Shalom.
Nowadays, every movie is making the movie that the woman is superpower because she is right now is be over the man. Just like Wonder Woman.
Yeah. Yeah. Look at these.
Even the He-Man and the woman, yeah.
Hey. Yeah, with He-Man. You see the new He-Man?
The whole food He-Man was dope.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I have the power. Yeah, man.
That's dope.
This is Isaiah 11, verse 12. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. So he's going to assemble them, he's going to gather them, they're going to be beamed up and put into Jerusalem, like the said. Going to that Matthew 13.
Okay. Matthew chapter 31st, 30. Let both grow together until the harvest, and in the time of harvest I will say to the reapers, gather together. First the tares, and burn them in burden to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn.
So the scripture speaking about the harvest is the end of the age, the end of the time which we're living in. The end of the time that started when Yahushua was here, but now we're at the end of the end. So we're almost out of here. And then it says, let them grow together, because this scripture goes into the tares and the wheat, which the tares are the ones, are the people that look like Israelites, the darker ones, the ones that grew among Jacob also. You can't really discern. With spirit, you can discern them kind of, but still the Most High is like, hey, let them grow together. The Israelites and the tares, the Israelites and the Israelite-looking other nations, let them grow together. And then at the end of the age, then he's going to send the reapers, which are the angels.
But what if, let's say, what if a brother that teaching the word because he don't know the background?
Yeah.
And he doing the work so he believe in that.
Yeah.
But then he become a deal that is messed up, guy.
Yeah,
The
man.
people come back down, wow, you shit. Something like that. But you never know. It won't happen, man. If you're in the truth, you won't be locked until you go out. So you out. Okay, something happen like this.
So the reapers are the angels, and gather ye together first the tares and bind them up in the bundles to burn. And that's what the angels are going to do. The angels are going to gather together all these tares, the Israelite-looking other nations, and they're going to throw them in the fire, the nuclear fire. But then it says, but gather the wheat into my barn. And that's the point why I quote the scripture. Because the barn, it is the chariot. It is the chariot. That's that salvation. And that's our spiritual ark. Because we are working to get into that spiritual ark. We are working to go into that barn so that we can be saved. These other people are going to be burnt up in the second death. That says in the scripture. What was it? Revelations 21. And 7. 8. Revelations 21 and 8.
Revelation chapter 21 and 8.
7. Start at 7.
Okay, start at 7. Revelation chapter 21, verse 7. He that overcomes shall inherit all things, and I will be power, and he shall be my son.
Yeah, so he that overcometh shall inherit all things. Meaning, Yahushua, he has all things. Everything is under him. You know, and if we keep enduring hardship, if we keep enduring these afflictions, we are gonna overcome it, and we are gonna be also joint rulers with Yahushua. You know, you're gonna overcome your flesh in this flesh. Actually, you have to overcome your flesh. You have to overcome the beast system. You have to overcome the hour of temptation, which is gonna be the charagma, which these people they're gonna be flocking towards because they're gonna go bananas. They're gonna go crazy when everything breaks down and shuts down. You know, so you have to overcome all these things, and then Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is going to be your power, and you are going to be a son of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. Because you are going to put your faith, into your rock. You are going to run into Yahweh. You know, then you're going to be saved. But these people, they are completely into this how you call it, this beast system, man.
Verse 8, but the fearful and unbeliever and
The fearful, the ones that are scared when they see certain things with their eyes, because that makes me think about Psalms 91. You know, you're gonna, if you can grab me that book, Pusha, Psalms 91, because you're gonna see death. You're gonna see people dying to your left and to your right, but you shouldn't be moved. You shouldn't be fearful. You see, because if you have that fear, then you're not fit for the kingdom of heaven. You have it?
Down almost.
Psalms 91.
99.
And somewhere in the 10,000 are going to die at the left and the right. I think it's
Dat je nog kan
Ja. Gewoon nog een keer dan, toch?
This is Sirach 2 and verse 12. Woe be to the fearful hearts and faint hands, and the sinner that goeth two ways.
Yeah, so woe is destruction, and woe be unto him that is with faint hands, you know, weak, feeble, because that's what we're going into. We're speaking about the laborers. The laborers are few, and you have to be strong in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua to endure it till the end, so that you can make it into the chariot, into the barn, into the spiritual ark. You see, beautiful.
Verse 13. Woe to him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not. Therefore shall he not be defended.
Yeah, he shall not be defended. He's not going to be saved. When this destruction comes, then he's going to be like, you know, he's going to shit his pants. But we have confidence, like the brother read, we have
Even before.
Yeah.
Even before that, because the Most High is putting us through trials and tribulation. And if you already fumble now, then you are feeble, man.
Mm-hmm.
But in those times, of course, it's gonna be tough. So if you fuck up then, it's just because you have lack of faith, but it's not necessarily you are feeble. If you are feeble when you stop pushing this truth right now, they are feeble-minded, man. Because here it is, the prophecies are showing. You see all these things coming to pass.
I say that. Right?
You see all these things happening, and then you stop.
Yeah,
What are you doing, man? Like,
Put the hands off the plow.
we know people like that, man. Here it is, freaking Ronas is out there, pandemic,
Yeah, that's why I
things,
said.
and you stop teaching.
Had je het geraakt of zo?
Volgens mij wel.
Ja. Wil je dat blijft filmen?
Nee, ik kan zo stoppen.
Is er iemand op die livestream? 0 mensen.
Nee, nee.
Zet het uit dan.
Gewoon en.
Gewoon,
Niet chakken